And now, live from Pod Cabin in Burbank, California, it's the Alison Rosen is Your New Best Friend show. Tonight, Alison welcomes a guest. He's a radio and podcast host and founder of the Maximum Fun Podcast Network. It's Jesse Thorn. Tone Zone is here to appeal to a new generation of fans by counting past the number 5, stopping just short of the number 8. I'm her husband, Daniel, saying hop on board the Love Bus and say hello to your new best friend, Alison Rosen.
Alison Rosen, Alison Rosen is your new best friend. Alison, with her the good times never end. Alison Rosen, doing the wavy pencil dance again. Alison, Alison's your new best friend.
Hello, my little white chocolate pumpkin oatmeal cookies. Welcome to another exciting episode of Alison Rosen is Your New Best Friend. That mouthful seasonal carbohydrate was sent in on Patreon by Matt McClellan. Yes, I am on Patreon. So much fun stuff over there. You can get episodes of The Friend Zone. That is my Patreon only podcast wherein I reveal secrets that if they were revealed to the wider audience would definitely destroy multiple relationships in my life. And then also I'm on Substack, where lately I've been writing about my experience on the Adam Carolla show, and Daniel is concerned that people will think that's all I do, when really I do so much other stuff. That's what I'm so over you, that allows me to talk about you, is what I'm saying. AlisonRosen.substack.com. Thank you for all the support on those venues. I am so delighted to welcome to the show, not a first-time guest on the show, but a first-time guest on the Thursday show. It's Jesse Thorn.
Hello. I can tell you what experience I did not have on the Adam Carolla show. Eye contact. Eye contact is an experience I did not have.
Most people
like in life either.
Most people don't get eye contact. That is only for a few people. He famously puts people on like a probation period, but but the thing is, he never takes you off of that. Did you feel when that happened? Did you take it personally though? Because I found myself in the position of frequently letting people know, like, it's not you. That's just how it is.
Yeah, I was on the Adam Carolla show twice before you were on the Adam Carolla show. I think both times. And it was at the dawn of the podcasting era. And Jordan, my co-host on Jordan Jesse Go,
whom we know quite well here,
grew up listening to Carolla in Southern California. I did. I listened to Chuy Gomez on Wild 107 in San Francisco. So I don't know from Adam Carolla at this point. But like the fact that we were landing some jokes was great. But the fact that he literally never looked up at us one time the entire time we were there for 75 minutes was baffling.
Yeah. I remember there was a point, I don't know how long into...
This is Daniel Quantz, everyone. I haven't even introduced you, Daniel.
Yeah, sorry. Hi.
Jesse, you and I have both been doing this for a long time, but I like to speak to the fictitious potential new listener,
right? Who
just stepped in today,
right?
You know, okay. This is my husband, Daniel Quantz.
There's no such thing as a new listener in podcasting.
That's what I'm saying.
I remember knowing that Adam was like that, and so I didn't really like expect to talk to him. And then one day, months into seeing him at shows or whatever, he just sort of like, I'm like. It was like a thing that was happening at the garage. I don't know if it was a barbecue or something. And I was like leaning against a table or something, and he just kind of walked up into my blind spot and started talking to me. It was like both of us staring forward. Neither of us even.
That's how we podcast.
It's like we'll talk to each other slowly. Maybe 6 months later, we'll turn a little. I'll see you now. I'll catch you in my periphery. You know what I mean? Like that's how it is with that.
Fun fact: some people who work in entertainment are neurodivergent.
Well, yes, quite a few. Yeah,
that is the most charitable take on that. But where you held your hand to indicate where he was and he talked to you, that is where Elliot and Owen, my children, again, for the brand new listener, I have 2 children, 8 and 6. Elliot, that's where they hold their iPad when they want me to look at something on it.
Yeah.
Like, they do not know where my eyes are in my head. And I have another cute child story to tell later. Get ready.
Yeah.
Also, I'd like to welcome to the show Tony Thaxton.
Hi. I have bad news for you, though.
Oh, no.
I don't think. I remember. Last week,
Yeah.
you didn't introduce Daniel or me.
Really?
Yeah, so we're like a week late on
There's
that.
a
Oh,
whole,
my God.
There's a whole lot of listeners who don't know who we are.
Oh,
Yeah.
no.
You know?
I hope they came back this week.
I think you're
Guys,
screwed.
I would like to, for anyone listening last week, Daniel Quant's my husband. We had Scotty Landis as the guest, who it sounds like I did introduce. And then Tony Thaxton.
No, that was 2 weeks ago.
Who was last week?
Jenna and Al.
Oh, because we were on Zoom. All bets are
that's
off.
why.
Zoom.
That is why all bets are off when it's Zoom. Hi, Tony. Welcome.
Hi, thank you.
It would be such an enormous relief to feel deep in my heart that nobody's paying attention.
Wait, so what this means though is that there's 2 drops. What were you going to play last week?
I think I can remember back that
Hoist
far.
on your own petard. Tony,
Yeah.
professional drummer Tony. I notice you're wearing some kind of wrist situation.
Oh, yeah.
Is this because of all the ferocious drumming?
Yeah, yes, but it also just getting old and my wrists hurt a lot now.
Is that like a carpal tunnel sort of prevention? Sort
Ish. Yeah, just like some support for the wrists. Yeah.
And sometimes, Allison, you would know this. Sometimes you're just like on the road and you're lonely.
Tony's been on the road for you've been on the road a little bit. He's
Little
been in
bit this
Virginia for a while, staying with his mom.
Mm-hmm.
Did you do what Jesse is referring to? Oh, no, your girlfriend was with
Yeah,
you.
she was there, so
Okay.
That's
yeah,
nice.
didn't have to
She's
worry
a-
about that.
I am not going to dig into the sexual life of Tony on this show, but maybe
coming
another
soon.
show. Yeah, get
boy.
ready. Okay, so I'm experiencing my own personal hell right now. This show is making me very happy, but also happening, my left eyebrow is twitching.
Oh, wow.
Have you ever, thank you. Have you ever had an eye? It's not, my eye twitches like an above average amount of
Why
times.
doesn't the mainstream media cover what matters?
I know.
Seriously. They just
They
had,
don't know. There's no coverage of No Kings and there's no coverage of my eyebrow.
and the timing's bad because last weekend was TwitchCon,
Yeah. Yes.
and you could have.
I'm such a late adopter.
Yeah.
But
so
with these
anyway.
new listeners you got, they're hooked now. Though,
Yeah, they are.
with
I know.
this.
They're like,
Lots of kids are into Twitch.
well, so's my eyebrow. Anyway, my left eyebrow is like, it's just twitching. It has a mind of its own. It is the weirdest feeling. I don't think I've ever had this happen before, that just my eyebrow is twitching.
Is this anxiety or is this a vitamin deficiency?
Oh,
These are the questions, you know, and ChatGPT is not definitive about this. I'm crazy. It could be that. It could be stress. I have recently started taking an iron supplement, which I'm not thrilled about. I don't know if it could cause that. It seems that a magnesium deficiency could cause it, but I just had all my blood drawn. They took out all my blood. They looked at it. They put it back in my body, something like that. I don't seem to have a magnesium deficiency. I don't know. I'm wondering if it might be like the feeling coming, like post Botox feeling coming back, and it's like, we're back, and it's just overfiring. Although I've never heard of that happening, but I'm going to guess no one in the room except maybe Daniel is going to know this reference. Brandi Glanville. Do you know who that is?
Mhm.
She's
That's
one of the
familiar.
Real Housewives of Orange County. Something has been happening with her where she's convinced she has a worm in her face.
Oh.
Yeah. And I think she started it before RFK Jr. So she
Before it was
in
cool.
her face.
Who are your big worm celebrities? Give us a call.
Yeah, she doesn't have it though. She doesn't though.
But why did
She's-
she think that?
she's like, something's going on with her face. Something's going on with her mental health. But something's going on with her face where she's convinced she has a parasite living in her face. And then,
Oh my God.
but this is like a known condition where people are it's a psychosomatic thing where people seem very sure she doesn't have a parasite in her face. I feel like, have we explored that she could? But people seem very sure. Oh,
Let's rule it out.
this is that condition where you're convinced you have a parasite in your face. But I was thinking, what I have, I'm not. The funny thing is, I'm concerned I have a parasite like at all times. That's just my go-to, just me or everyone. Just because I had sushi 9 months ago, I probably picked up a parasite, but I'm never concerned that it's in my face. But I could easily think this constant eyebrow twitch, the feeling of like just movement that doesn't feel like it's mine.
Yeah.
And then also, it's like the tiniest part of my face there's consternation there. Like, I don't feel nervous or stressed.
Part of you is worried.
But every time my eyebrow twitches, I'm like, oh, what's wrong?
You're concerned that your face is defying you.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, it is. I'm not concerned. I know it is.
I had Botox once that made my eyeball droopy, and I had to drive home with one eye.
Oh, no.
I get
Wait.
Botox for migraine headaches. I'm naturally beautiful.
Wait. That's interesting. What kind of headaches are your migraine headaches? Well, I have headaches, and I don't know if they're
chronic
migraine.
and hemispherical.
Well, I don't know. Yeah,
Can I say,
what do you feel the headaches?
I must interrupt just real fast, and I need to point out for the new listeners, there's a bunch of them now. Daniel is never interested in anything medical. He like actively tunes out the second I talk about anything. He practically
Why am I listening to this podcast?
leaves the room, and yet he leaned in when Jesse talked about his headaches.
I've always gotten really bad headaches, and I don't know what they are.
Go to the doctor.
Yeah,
Daniel, go to the doctor. If you get chronic headaches, you get them regularly?
Rise to the
Yes,
level
he
of
does.
migraine. Yeah, like last week there were
He
a couple
winces
days,
and can't get out of bed till
Yes.
his Excedrin takes
and it's
effect.
like I just feel like
Yes,
nauseous
that
and
is
stuff.
what's called a migraine headache.
Well, see, I was
There
told
is
that, like,
medicine
migraine
for
headaches
it.
are like, you get tunnel
get aura.
vision, and then you get like
I don't get aura, actually. Not all migraine sufferers get aura. Many do. My mom actually gets eye twitches. But I don't get any.
Get her on the show, Tony.
I really don't get symptoms other than pain, except for like if it gets to like really, really bad, I start getting nauseous and throwing up. But like in general, it's just pain for me. Migraines are typically hemispherical, which means they're worse on one side than the other, but not always. Also, mine happen on both sides, and they typically have like lifestyle or diet, so on and so forth, triggers, or just atmospheric, like even literal atmospheric triggers.
Well, see, that's what I was wondering because it was getting rainy. And I was
That
like,
is a big trigger for a lot of people with migraine.
Yeah,
In fact,
I've suspected that.
there are like earplugs with little filters in them made by the same people that make the earplugs that you wear on the airplane so your ears don't pop. They have little filters, and the goal of these
You cannot
things...
filter out my voice.
Honestly, I want to filter out my children's voices. Go ahead.
I mean, children are a big migraine trigger too, to
my
having
God.
children.
Our house is so
dealing
fucking
with
loud.
their bullshit.
Oh my God.
But like it's supposed to slow the change in atmospheric pressure in your inner ear when atmospheric pressure is changing outside to prevent triggering
when an
migraines.
airplane is landing, it feels like someone. Have you ever seen that movie Audition, that Japanese horror film?
No, but I'm familiar with how horrific it is.
Yes. It's like someone is taking needles, piercing them into my eyebrow, not my eyeballs like that movie, but like into my...
Tell me
it is so
about
fucking
why you
painful.
haven't gone to the doctor. This is
honestly,
my mission in life, Daniel. This is my mission in life. If my like minor public celebrity is useful for anything in the world, it is getting people to go to a neurologist to get care for their migraines.
Well,
because the reality is with migraine, especially because migraine affects women disproportionately to men, it's like it's 5 to 1 or something like that. And because it is invisible and because it does not kill you, it only disables you. It is a medical condition that people do not take seriously, even in themselves.
Clearly.
And it's horrific. It's a horrible condition. It's definitely been disabling for me in my life.
Yeah.
And there are now medical treatments for it in a way that there weren't. Like in my mother's generation, like she just passed out on the street. That was that. For our generation, there are a lot of pretty effective treatments. There's not like a cure, but there's effective treatments.
So my stepmother would have migraines that would put her out of commission for like a week, and she would take pills that were like $100 a pill, and the way that was described to me,
that was just because they were gold plated.
the way that was described to me was like way more extreme than anything I've ever had. So I always just thought like, oh well, that's what a migraine is. I just get headaches. But I think that she had something else going on.
The way you said she got migraines, it was like in air quotes.
Well, because I think,
because she was a histrionic person.
I'm a
not to get into
histrionic.
it.
I'm a histrionic person, and I can confirm that migraines are real. I've got,
Oh, no,
I
I'm
got
not saying they're
migraines
not. I'm saying hers
before and after my
think-
hysterectomy too. So.
I think with her, what she had claimed that she had lupus for a long time, then it turned out she didn't. And I don't know. It's just like I'm not sure I believe.
Right.
After things that happened later on, I'm not sure I believe really
But that's
anything.
a huge problem for migraine sufferers because it is invisible, because it affects women, because of inequality in the medical system in terms of who is taken seriously in a doctor's office. Migraine is not. My father didn't believe my migraines were real. Often, he eventually did. But I was like, well, what more do I need to do other than like roll around on the bathroom floor and wait to throw up?
It's tricky, with kids taking their pain serious.
It's hard to figure out what their pain is.
Because like Elliot will scratch his skin and it will be imperceptible. Like it's like he'll be like,
and he needs a Band-Aid.
He'll be like, I can't get it in the bath. He's like scared, like it's so, and it's like it's not. You're fine, and that he's like so sensitive. So any like little thing, they don't want their nails clipped because they're afraid of the pain. So you're like, I want to be validating, as a father, but at the same time, I want to be like, toughen up.
You're just like, I didn't hit you that hard.
Well, it's just like you got to toughen up. You got to toughen up a little bit, but I don't want to be like one of those dads that's dismissing anything that's an actual. So it's always
I feel like the toughening up, quote unquote. Yeah. I feel like that's just going to happen in life, and sometime like Elliot had a splinter, and he still has a splinter because he won't let us take it out because it was really a whole thing.
The splinters are painful.
They are. They are. But I was looking. I was sort of noticing, or there was something else that happened. Like he still, if he's hurt, he expresses his pain like a kid, because he is a kid. And to me, that's just sort of a marker of like how old he is. Because even no matter what we do, you just sort of get to an age where you express it differently. And I feel like that just happens.
I know that he'll as he gets older.
Yeah.
He'll have more tolerance for pain, but
something that I've noticed with my own kids, because all three of my kids are neurodivergent, is kids developmentally just have really different, between kids, but certainly from adults, levels of interoception and types of interoception, like connections with their bodies, like understanding of what's going on, right? Like there are kids who are 11 years old who still throw up unexpectedly. You know what I mean? Like just because they haven't figured out what feeling inside their body means. I'm going to throw up.
Right.
Like, and that I think that's true amongst people, but I think there's also a developmental element where like some kids figure out their connection to their body at a very different time in very particular ways.
Right.
And then you combine that with the fact that like chronic illnesses can be real. It's really hard to untangle those things if the kid doesn't have the words to describe it.
Yeah.
I err on the side of taking it seriously, so I'm not like an asshole about it. But
if they're causing trouble, you have a real cage that you put them in until they change their mind.
It's society, man. You won't let you do that shit.
Yeah, society in a lot of ways is a cage. Am I right?
My God, that's right. So I can put him in a real cage, but it's nothing like the cage that capitalism puts him in.
So the Botox helps
the Botox helps the migraines. It's not for some people. It's like a life changer. For me, it's helpful.
Where do they put it?
They put it in, so some of the places, like the reason that they discovered that Botox is helpful for migraines is that there was a bunch of anecdotal reports of people getting cosmetic Botox and then being like, oh, my migraines went away. So they studied it and they were like, oh, it works. It's kind of like along the top of your skull.
No way.
At the base of your neck, where your neck meets your skull. And then a few places like along your brow line.
Yeah.
And I mean, I'm like, yeah, bring on the botulism.
So that's so interesting, though, that your eyelid was droopy right away, because usually it takes a little while.
Yeah, it was like 10 minutes later because they just hit the nerve, literally. Just like boink.
Did it go away?
It did, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, eventually. But I was like, should I be driving? And then I was like, I live in Los Angeles. This is what we do. Everybody else is driving drunk, so
Yeah. Now you're at their level. That's what I say about that.
Anyway, my point is, go to the doctor.
So
I got a good neurologist. You can go holler at Dr. Dorothy Dada.
Dorothy Dada, that is an amazing.
Is that the neurologist?
Yeah, I love her so much. I love Dr. Dada.
Is Dr. Dada here in Burbank?
She's not in Burbank. She's on the west side.
Is she our neighbor? Because Daniel will see her if so.
Yeah, she just works down at Gun World.
Oh my God, they should have therapists there. That would be amazing.
Yes. Dr. Dorothy Dada. I can't get over how great that name is.
Why do you think I picked this doctor?
Yeah.
I mean, granted, like someone recommended her to me, but like my two things were, I was like, how could I not go to a doctor named Dr. Dorothy Dada?
Yeah.
Then I like looked at her bio and I was like, oh, she's got an MD and a PhD. And she's black. I'm like, if this black lady went through all the baloney to deal with of institutional racism to get a PhD and an MD, and her name's Dr. Dorothy Dada, how could I turn that down?
How can you? Does she befit her name?
Sure, she's the best.
Is there anything Dadaist about her?
No,
Does she make reference to her
she's
name
actually
or
a
anything?
toilet that signed Marcel Duchamp.
Whoa.
Yeah, no, there's nothing Dadaist about her. She's very practical. She's a very practical woman, and she also thinks I'm amusing, which is the other quality I'm looking for in a doctor.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's an important one.
Mm-hmm.
My eyebrow is twitching. I don't know if you guys can tell.
Can't see it.
I know. Yeah, you can't, but I did take a video of it last night. It's action-packed. Maybe I'll put it on Patreon. It is, it's like 45 seconds. There's 2 noticeable twitches.
You're really Millhousing out?
I haven't seen enough Simpsons to know that reference. Oh, I can do that with my eyebrows, though. What does Millhousing out mean?
Millhouse just has prominent eyebrows. They're a really important part of his expression.
Oh, okay.
Elliot has just learned to raise one eyebrow. That's an exciting
it was
development.
exciting for him.
Now he's doing the expression, though.
Yeah. So Halloween is coming up.
Yep.
And I don't know if anyone knows this, but I don't know what I'm going to be yet. And as it gets closer and closer, I am pretty comfortable with just not being anything. Will that fly in this family? Because really, why do I have to be something? I'm not entering a Halloween contest. I'm not
it's a good
spooking
point.
anyone.
I'm
just walking, 6 feet behind the children.
I had this. So I've been working on their costumes, and I was thinking, well, I should think about mine. And then I was thinking of some ideas. And then I had that same thought. It's like, because I thought of some some things that would be cool, but it would be a little bit of work. And then I'm like, but I'm not going to a fucking party.
Yeah.
I'm literally just going to be marshaling them around the neighborhood, trick or treat. Why should I do
The longer
anything?
we're married, the more I've noticed we have this, like, not just similar thoughts, we have the same thoughts. Is that good or, Jesse, you've been married a while. Is that good or bad to be having the same, like, there's now we each have half a brain instead of 2 brains as one.
It's fine.
Have we ever, I don't know if I probably did. A few years ago, this is my new, I want to get this going as a tradition. And it was on Christmas Eve. It was on Christmas
That was his
Eve.
last big thing.
Elliot dressed as Santa. Owen dressed as a reindeer, right?
Something like that.
And we got a little wagon, and we went around the neighborhood passing out candy. And it was like,
so you want to change
9
the
p.m.
entire nature of Christmas?
I want trick-or-treating for Christmas Eve where you give candy to your neighbors.
And I remember when they did this, I feel like it was more like 7:00.
People,
I know.
You got to remember the reason for the season.
People were so delighted. Like it was.
Hang on, because now you stepped on what I was going to say. What I was going to say is when they journeyed out to go door to door unsolicited.
It was late.
I was like, again, it could have been 7, could have been 9. I was thinking that seems aggressive to just ring in this day and age. To ring people's doorbells is aggressive. But then, as it turned out, everyone was delighted. See, now would have been a good time for you to say that.
It was only like
kids are
houses,
probably the key.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, same with Halloween though. So it was only homes where there were people gathered, like having a party or something. We wouldn't just go ring on doorbells. But they would be like, oh my God, they gave us cookies in return.
Oh yeah, someone gave you cookies.
Like, it was just, but you know what? This is like caroling, except without the carols, essentially.
Yeah.
Right? Like,
This is caroling for the talentless.
Yeah, exactly. Now Elliot probably would carol. He's really into singing.
Yeah, but he'd sing K-pop Demon Hunters or something, or Lady Gaga.
Yeah,
That's
last
what
year.
the people want to hear.
Yeah, you're right. It is a really good soundtrack.
Yep. They should do a Christmas album.
So we're not going to be anything for Halloween. Let's just be done with this idea that we are going to be anything.
As an adult, I feel like you just have to have that costume in the closet that you can just whip out every year.
Yeah, hobo.
Right,
Hobo, cowboy, ghost. These are your classic categories, and you go just all you got to do is cut the top out of one hat, and you're in business as a hobo.
My mom would burn the cork on the stove?
You can't
and then,
do that
and
anymore.
Then you can do the
No, he wasn't. His mom wasn't blacking him up.
No, I
he
know.
wasn't Al Jolson
No, it's
for
like
Halloween.
beard. That's how you do the hobo beard.
Oh, okay. Because my brother one year was a bum. That was the hobo of the day.
Right.
And they did the blackened cork. And I see pictures now, and I'm like, this would, if he wanted to go into politics, this picture would end. I mean, he was not.
He did his whole face?
Pretty much.
It is important. It's
he had
important
lived
to
his
me.
life on the rails.
He's like the bum from Mulholland Drive. He's like, like the scary bum.
I think it's important to focus on hobo rather than bum. I think a hobo is a historical figure.
Yeah, you have the bindle on the end of the stick.
Okay.
You got to have a bindle on a stick. You have an open can of beans.
Yeah.
These are your important hobo-specific qualities. You can have a piece of chalk for writing hobo symbols on people's
A bowl of
doors.
soup that has a boot in it.
Yeah, now we're talking.
Yeah. All right. So what are you going to be, Jesse?
How about a boot with soup in it?
I was
that
thinking
seems
that.
nice twist.
Yes.
Why not?
Or a boot with soup in it with a boot in it.
Yeah.
It's like a boot soup inception.
My children have schemes about Halloween that I don't even know if they involve. Like every year we go out trick-or-treating, it never goes well because my children get overwhelmed by the action, which is crazy.
Yeah.
They get mad that there's not enough people giving out candy in our block, which there aren't. But it's mostly that they need to stay in the game to get more candy, but they're sensorily overwhelmed immediately. So it is, and there's 3 of them, all different ages. So they all are at different places on those 2 spectrums, and we have to go together. And so someone is always having a meltdown no matter what.
Yeah.
So anyway, in response to your question, cowboy, I'm going to be dressed as a cowboy.
How do your kids do at Disneyland?
I do not go to Disneyland.
Because you're a plant?
Cousin Sarah goes to Disneyland.
That was an off-air conversation.
Cousin Sarah goes to Disneyland with my wife sometimes, or one of my kids' babysitters will go to Disneyland with my wife when they go to Disneyland. It is too much for them. They will white-knuckle it through because it's important to them. But it is a lot, and I can relate because I feel that same way, but also I don't like it.
Yeah.
It is not for me, and I do not enjoy it. And so, although I would go to Disneyland, living in Southern California, I'm if you guys want to go to a Disneyland on a Tuesday in February, I'm on board for that.
Yeah, when it's not crowded.
Yeah. Why do I have to pay them $200 to wait in line for an hour and a half to ride a 5-minute ride that's boring?
Yeah.
Do you like any amusement parks?
No.
Okay.
No. I kind of they're immoral, I now realize, but I did like Marine World Africa USA as a child. You shouldn't keep whales and dolphins in cages or whatever, but I do like the idea of watching them do tricks.
So for you, amusement is the subjugation of marine life.
Yeah, exactly. I think I would enjoy... When we used to do Max FunCon East, our retreat on the East Coast, there was a Black Bear Lodge or whatever it's called down the road.
Oh, I don't know what that is.
It's like
water slides and stuff.
It's like an indoor. It's like a hotel complex with an indoor water park that like if you live in the Midwest or on the East Coast,
They have those, yeah.
They have those.
That
It's
sounds
like
cool.
where you go for the weekend with your kids for a family vacation. And they're like in many ways the worst. Like it's it's like
Straight chlorine.
It's like paying $500 a day to be in an Applebee's, but like the water park, I'm not against. That does sound kind of fun to me.
I had the idea, I didn't do it, of just as an adult just going alone to a water park one day. I thought that would be a lot of fun to just one day go to a fucking water park. Why
Tony,
not?
is this ringing a bell? I think possibly Carly Wiesel, who hosts Very Amusing, she's a theme park reporter.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like the way she ended up there was because for her bachelorette party, she wanted to go to like a Black Bear Lodge or something like that. And then
don't remember that, but I'm not saying you're wrong.
for whatever reason, she couldn't. So she ended up going to Disney World and was like, oh, I love this. I'm not sure if I'm right. Any Carly heads, let me know.
If it's your lifestyle, I wish you nothing but the best. Carly Wiesel, if you're listening, my co-host Jordan Morris, when he was 16, like I wish you all the very best with your season passes and your elaborate systems.
Yeah, some people like cruises.
You know what? I've been on some cruises. I went on my friend Jonathan Colton's cruise this year. It's like
Joko.
yeah, I'm not the person that you would think would enjoy a cruise.
Did you like it?
Because I'm like let's go to fucking Mexico City and do cultural activities. Cruises are pretty fun.
Really?
Because it's so stupid. It's like like you just completely turn off everything except the part of your mind that wants to eat soft serve. And then you just put your mouth underneath the tube and just pull down the lever.
I have the soft serve part of my mind has gotten stronger in the last few years.
Yeah.
I didn't used to be a soft serve person.
It's a terrible form of travel. Like if someone tells you that they love seeing the world by cruise, that person is wrong. Like it's a horrible way to travel. But to sit in a swimming pool, it is a pretty good way to sit in a swimming pool. And like the food is not bad at all, which is something
Surprising,
that makes
yeah.
it different from Disneyland, for example. Like it's not like nice food, but like it's pretty decent, it's all right. It's like Cheesecake Factory food or something,
Okay.
And you have no responsibility to anyone else in the world of any kind. Just walk around wet, wearing like a wet t-shirt or something. People are like, oh, thanks for dressing up. You know what I mean?
Do you become friends with the other people on the cruise?
People on the cruise
like
are
a summer
very
camp?
old.
Okay.
They're very elderly. I mean, on the Jonathan Colton cruise, he takes up the whole boat. So his fans are like very sweet, gentle nerds. And you do become friends with those nice nerds. Or, like in my case, I'm a celebrity, so I'm hanging out with Amy Mann or whatever. But I'm a pretty major celebrity. I don't know if you guys knew that.
That's what your press release
pay
said.
my way onto the cruise. But yeah, no, like if it's like a theme thing, I think you become friends with the other people on the cruise. Like there was a totally 80s cruise that docked in San Juan the same time we were in San Juan. And like, I think they bond over their mutual admiration for Sheila E.
Now, were you doing shows on the cruise?
I did a couple shows. I mean, I literally, the reason I went on this cruise was my daughter got obsessed with the Bermuda Triangle. And I had promised her, I don't know, 5 years ago that one day we could go to the Bermuda Triangle if we found like a way to go there or whatever, right? This came back into her mind. She locked onto it in a very autistic way. And then I looked up the Bermuda Triangle and I found out it's like almost the entire Caribbean. So I was like, if I got to go to the Caribbean, I'm going to ask Jonathan Colton if I can come on his cruise. He gave me tickets at cost or something like that because the lineup was full. So I did.
So you took your daughter on the cruise?
I took my daughter on the
How
cruise. My
fun
daughter
for
and my
her.
father-in-law.
Oh, wow.
And we had a great time. It was very fun for her. I did like a celebrity karaoke on the cruise. I did something with, I like hosted a panel or something like that.
See, I'm someone who's very sensitive to things that make one throw up. Like I get motion sickness, so I can't. Even like 100 we took when I was 12 years old, we drove across the country somewhere we took a 100-car ferry across the Delaware. My dad assured me it's so big. It's like a floating city or something. I don't think he said that, but it's so big you're not going to get seasick. I got seasick. But anyway, what's it like performing on the ocean? Do you feel like you're in a theater, or do you feel like you're on a ferry?
They have theaters.
That's weird to me.
You can't overstate how huge a cruise ship is. I mean, it is obscene. It is in defiance of God's will. And they have theaters on either end. Like, that's what they use, the part where you can't put windows, I guess. You know, they have big theaters. And on a regular cruise, they'll have like a guy who like hosts the newlywed game. Which, you know, that's not the entertainment I would go see. But like on the Jonathan Colton cruise, like Jonathan played a concert with Amy, and They Might Be Giants were there. I watched the They Might Be Giants concert. That was a lot of fun. There's a great stand-up show with my friend River Butcher. Like it was a pretty nice time, and the entertainment was good. When I had a cruise, we brought like, I remember Chris Fairbanks, Kyle Kinane, and Matt Bronger did a thing where they all bought the unlimited drink pass and all agreed between the three of each other that they would tip $1 a drink, and then whoever had the biggest bill at the end of the cruise won.
Who won?
I mean, I've got to assume Kyle did.
Probably. Yes. All right. So speaking of ocean things, I will be attending a conference this weekend. It's called Aquashella.
This weekend?
It's this
Aquashella?
Aquashella. It's not a festival. It is Tony, could you look up Aquashella and see how they describe it?
It's like the Coachella for mermen.
It's fish tank enthusiasts.
Oh.
What does it say?
Oh no, I was just reacting to
This
you.
is going to be a very
let's
hip
see
crowd.
here.
I can't wait. I'm bringing my whole family. Okay, yes.
Well, just I'm just on their
Going to
website here.
Fairgrounds.
Yes, it says come see and shop the largest collection of top-tier aquatic vendors and brands anywhere. Our lineup includes the best of freshwater, saltwater, reptiles, aquatic art, and more.
Brackish can go suck a lemon.
That's right.
Aquatic art. I can't wait.
I am very excited. I got a creator badge. I just thought I'm just going to apply and I'm just going to see what happens.
Oh, so you're going to interact with your favorite influencers from YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, and more in a one-of-a-kind setting?
I think I am supposedly one of those, so that is why I posted a little video today of my turtle and my fish. And I swear to God, Instagram is suppressing my aqua content or no one cares, which how can that be? Because it has gotten 300 views.
You got shadow banned.
I know. Yeah. So anyway, I'm dragging Daniel and the kids, and I'm not really a convention person. The only conventions I've been to have been, I got a pass to New York Comic Con many years ago from, I forget how or why, but like I shot some videos there. And
You went to San Diego with me once.
yes, and I went to San Diego Comic Con with you. I had no idea what to expect at Aquashella, but I can't wait.
Do you think it'll be more or less smelly?
Possibly more because of all the aquatic stuff. Yeah. And then also, I know we're going to be tempted to buy some. You know what actually is going to happen is Elliot and Owen, probably not Elliot, Owen is going to want to buy like everything we see.
Yeah.
You have 2 tanks in the house. Are they rivals?
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Is
Yeah.
one freshwater and one saltwater
Correct.
or something?
Yes. I don't really pit them against each other.
Okay.
But I could.
Yeah.
Could. Yeah. So,
Saltwater would win.
you know, I was very nervous about getting into saltwater because everyone says it's really advanced and it's hard. And I love what you're doing with your eyebrows. I'm very eyebrow focused right now. My eyebrow is making me eyebrow focused. But it's really not been nearly as hard as everyone said. So do you have tank experience, Jesse?
My daughter had a fish tank, and thank God all the fish died eventually.
They do.
Oh, I did not want to hear that.
I had turtles as a child.
You did? What
Yeah.
kind did you have? What kind did you have?
Red-eared sliders.
Okay. Were they in a tank?
They were in a tank. but they'd get out on a rock for sun. Mm-hmm. My brother-in-law was a professional turtle counter.
Excuse me?
Job
What
it
is
was. He's an environmental scientist, and I think he was still maybe he was already in graduate school, but he might have even been still an undergrad. His job was to go to rivers in California, capture turtles, count them, do a turtle census, and then take out the non-native turtles, the red ear sliders, for example.
Yeah, they're
a popular
invasive.
pet turtle or an invasive.
and people would dump them in the...
Yeah, exactly. And then those would go to turtle rescues, soup factories. And
Did he ever say where they went?
I think they did go to wildlife rescues.
Okay.
Yeah.
Few.
But yeah, turtle counter. True story.
Did he have one of those little, handheld punchy things that when you walk into a club they have to count them?
Yeah, like
I
a
hope he
traffic
did.
counter. John Hodgman, my co-host, was a traffic counter as well.
Really?
Yeah,
What is traffic? Oh, there's so many counting careers I didn't know about.
He spent a year sitting on a corner and counting car traffic as it went past with one of those clickers.
Wow.
Professionally. So this man was a
Was this-
student at Yale University at the time.
Wow. Feels underused, he was being,
Yeah. Was this a oh my God, what's it called when you have a job and you're on scholarship? Work.
Yeah, it was his work study.
Yes, that's what I mean. Was this his work study job?
I think this was his extra money job.
Wow. If you could count anything, what would you count? I think I would count fish right now. I'd be a fish counter.
How do you know if you already counted it or not?
She can tell. She has the
Yeah,
love.
she's that good.
She's got the eye.
Yeah. All right.
I'd like to think I could, but back when we had, what were their names? The two honey Grammys.
I haven't really been too focused on this stuff.
Yeah.
The names of the fish.
And second of all, that's a breakfast cereal, not a fish.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had trouble
Turtleine is the only name of any of them that I know. There was
I heard-
refrigerator and...
Oh, yeah, refrigerator and refrigerator 2.
Refrigerator 2.
Those were the honey Grammys, yeah. But I heard you talking to Turtleine, that's our turtle, with the voice you use for Peter.
Well, Turtleine is very cute.
Yeah.
And Turtleine was... there's a little cave rock that you have stacked on other rocks that's near the surface, and he was perched on the edge with his little hands bracing himself and his neck stretched out, and he was doing something, and I was trying to figure out what he was doing. He was there was something he was eating.
Oh.
And he was cute. And
I
so,
like that little stretch. It's
Yeah.
a cute
It's
stretch.
very cute.
I had frogs too.
And how were they?
Well, Boudros Froggy got out of the aquarium and disappeared until 2 years later
Where did you find him?
in my closet.
Oh no.
Was he very dry?
He was very dry. About as dry as you can be.
Didn't make it.
Did not make it.
Where in your closet?
In the back. I mean, it took 2 years to spot him.
He
Was
just
that was it horrifying?
Yes.
Yeah. How big was he?
No, it was super cool. I was like, yeah. Dry frog.
Hell yeah.
It was terrifying. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
That's been one of the most upsetting things about having fish tanks that no one tells you about, or maybe similar to women saying that no one tells you things about pregnancy or perimenopause, and it's or maybe we just weren't listening and they were trying to tell us. I don't know. Maybe people are talking about this in the aquarium world, but I just wasn't traveling in those circles. It's not that you find a fish upside down in your tank. A fish is just gone one day. Gone. Where did it go? And I don't know the answer. And I
We assume
Alison,
they eat it.
what about when that happens, but it's with baby hamsters?
oh God, that happened to you
Yeah. You know where those baby hamsters went?
in your closet?
The mom hamster.
Oh, yes. I've heard about this. I've heard mother hamsters are horrible mothers.
Well, they're monstrous.
So wait, you had hamsters that committed infanticide?
I did. I also had a hamster that got out. It was there's an earthquake, and my hamster got out and was missing. And the hamsters get out and are missing all the time.
Yeah.
They're super escape artists. My hamster got out and was missing.
This is when you were a kid or an adult?
I was a kid. I was
Okay.
probably like 10. And I have this really intense memory of maybe 5 days later, my father sitting me down at the dining room table and saying, Jesse, I need to tell you something. I stepped on your gerbil.
Oh no! Oh my God! He crushed it
He stepped on it
The
and
gerbil.
crushed it.
on purpose.
My
or-
little brother woke up in the middle of the night. My dad went to go get him out of his crib. And my dad, in stocking feet, stepped on and killed my hamster.
Man.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
What was his name? The hamster.
Her name, first of
name.
all,
Sorry, I misgendered.
her name was, her name was Teddy Bear or something. Yeah.
Is she the one that had eaten her children?
No, this is a different one. Hamsters, something about hamsters that people don't know is that they're bad pets.
Yeah. This
Rats.
is true.
Rats are a good pet. I recommend rats. My best friend had rats. Rats want to be your friend.
Mm-hmm.
You can get rats to do cute stuff, and they're a lot cuter than the rats that you might see on the subway eating garbage.
Right.
Hamsters, though, they're nocturnal.
Mm-hmm.
They don't want to
They
be.
poop and pee a ton.
They pee on you as soon as you pick them up
Yeah.
every time. Hamsters are not the greatest.
I
pets.
had a hamster and I was always afraid of it. It never bit me, but I was always afraid of it biting me.
Oh yeah.
So that kind of got in the way of the bonding, I'd say.
I don't want any more pets.
I'm
Not
not
going to be
shopping.
tempted by any reptiles
I
at
feel like
Aquashella?
I feel like the path we're on is leading towards all sorts of things.
What is it
And
leading
I'm
toward?
powerless against it.
Pretty soon you're gonna have a backyard capybara.
I mean, capybaras are huge. So I feel like we'll probably get chickens or ducks or some sort of thing.
Ugh, one of these flappers.
Birds. We're gonna end up with birds.
I would love to have
We're
a
gonna end up
bird.
with who knows where this
I'm more
aquatic
tempted to
thing
get
is
a
headed.
tortoise, although I wouldn't actually do that, but probably.
I have a friend who I found out has a tortoise. She's my friend from the flea market. She's probably 65.
Mm-hmm.
And she's like, oh, yeah, I never mentioned this. I've had a tortoise for the last 40 years.
Okay.
What?
This
Crazy.
because my friend Todd Perry, with whom I do Alison and Todd After Hours, did not tell me that he had tortoises for a while. And I was like, that is something you tell someone up front. And then someone said to me, they're like, Jesse has a similar story. So yes, the betrayal is too strong, but it's like,
This is the closest relationship in their life.
yeah, why are you burying the lead?
Tortoises and parrots are the animals that just live with you forever.
Yeah, you
And-
got to find someone to care for them after you die because they'll outlive you.
Yeah.
So why did she not tell you?
She just didn't trust me. I don't know.
That's how I felt with Todd because he said he didn't want me to think he was one of those weird reptile guys.
Well, now that is a thing, though. If you go down to Scales and Tails,
Burbank Scales and
Burbank
Tails.
Scales and
That's
Tails.
our LFS. Do you know what an LFS is? This is something we call it in the hobby. It stands for local fish store.
Uh-huh.
So at ours, you can go there to see a lot of people who break the norm
Of society.
of society. You
Yeah.
know,
A lot of
Lots-
people who don't live in that cage.
Yeah, exactly, and it's great. It's fun.
The funny
and
thing is when
but
I
I can
sorry, go ahead.
I can understand why
He didn't
if
want me
you're
to.
a Todd and you go there to get your turtle supplies or your tortoise supplies, you can think, I don't want people to make assumptions about me when they find out that I'm tortoise guy.
Could you see yourself, Alison, getting a boa constrictor?
No, not at all. I'm not a snake person. I don't even think I can be a frog person because the sliminess.
Well,
but
the problem with
snake and the feeding of the snake, no.
You have to get the
snakes.
food. See, that's the other thing. You go to
Scales and tails.
Scales and Tails. I want to say snails and tails.
I love finding out that Scales and Tails. Burbank has everything.
It does.
They do,
It does.
they do. Okay.
If you're a hobbyist or an enthusiast.
All the hobbies are definitely represented in
Model
this town.
trains, slot
Yes.
cars,
Oh yeah.
Used Legos.
accordions.
There's
There's
an
an
accordion?
accordion store.
What?
Yeah.
Didn't know that. Guns.
They have every kind of meal, like worm and
Yeah, I don't like that.
and thing that you would feed to a reptile, big and small.
I think
live
they should
and frozen.
Live
merge
and
the
frozen.
snake store and the goth shoes store.
Yes.
Strengthen the brand both directions.
So that people who want goth shoes can buy snakes, or so they can make shoes
Well, they-
out of snakes.
Oh no!
Sorry.
They do sell jewelry at the scales.
Yes, they sell
like
body
skull
jewelry.
rings and things.
Uh-huh.
You know, they know their audience.
Yeah. The funny thing is, I remember very clearly when I first took in Scales and Tails, when we went there the first time, I was like, oh, that feeling when you're stumbling upon a subculture, like this is a certain type of person, and there's a certain type of reptile person in the reptile section of the store. There's a fish person.
The fish people on the fish side,
They're
and the
different.
reptile people, very different.
Yeah.
cultures.
It's two different parts of the store.
Allison, what connoisseur's fish do you aspire to own?
Discus.
A discus.
Do you know what a discus is?
Yes, from the Olympics.
Yes. And then I want a shot put.
Uh-huh.
And
a
then a
hammer.
javelin.
Yeah.
Yes. No, a discus is a freshwater fish. They're round. And so my dad was super into fish. I did not see my life going this direction. Owen wanted fish. I thought we'll just get him a fish in a bowl. I did not realize that you're not allowed to do that anymore. It's considered inhumane. You got to get a whole setup. It was a whole thing. And then we got the 10-gallon tank with the 2 catfish, burp and fart, RIP. And then it turned out that I'm like, oh my God, I love it. I didn't realize I love this. It's in my blood. But my dad had discus. They were like his holy grail fish. And he always wanted to try. I'm trying to remember if he ever actually successfully bred them. If he did, the babies didn't like breeding discus, at least back then, was like, you know,
God,
what?
just the idea.
You had to manually express the fish.
It's not, it's not,
breed them.
breeding fish is a whole thing in the hobby, Daniel.
You're trying to, it's hard to create a half fish, half man monster.
Yes.
I walked in on them a couple times and that was weird. But yeah, so anyway, I think I would
That feeling when you walk in on your parents breeding fish.
yeah. My eyes. I think discus and angelfish I would like to have someday.
Angelfish feels like a classic fish.
Mm-hmm.
You know what they look like? They look like triangles with fins.
Yeah.
They're neat. They're pretty.
What about a shark like Tracy Morgan?
No, I do not want a shark. I draw the line at like big fish.
Mm-hmm.
If the fish is like the size of my head or something, then I'm not interested. I'm interested in little fish. Or, you know, discus can be like this big. So what is that? Like the size of an orange or like the diameter of an orange. But bigger than that, and then that's gross.
I feel
to
like
me.
all women say that, but if you look at their browser history,
All right. Let's do Just Mirror Everyone in a moment. But Jesse, it's the 15th anniversary.
25th.
You know, I was going to say 25th, and then I'm like, that just couldn't be. It's not possible. But it is.
I was 19, Allison.
The 25th anniversary of Bullseye.
Yeah, my National Public Radio program. 25 years. I started with Jordan Morris and our friend Gene O'Neill when I had just started my sophomore year, I think, at UC Santa Cruz, and Jordan was a freshman on my hall. Gene was also a sophomore, and we went down to the college radio station and applied for a show. I've been doing it every week since then. Now it is on hundreds of NPR stations around the country.
That's crazy. Congratulations.
Thank you.
How many times have you thought, God, I'm over this?
I'm over it. I've been over it since the beginning. Only my horror, only like my total unwillingness to take any risk in my life, such as quitting something, has kept me in the game. But it worked out. I mean, like whoever could have thought? Like I didn't make a living from the show for more than the first 10 years.
My holy grail fish, is a discus. Who's your holy grail? Who's your big fish you can't get?
Well, I booked one last year, which was Andre 3000 from Outkast. That was like completely life-changing. I'm at a point where there are people that I have always wanted to have on. I've always wanted to have Erykah Badu on the show. There are comedy people I've never had on where I can't believe I've never had them. I've never had Will Ferrell on, for example. And it's like, well, what am I doing not having Will Ferrell on?
What's Will Ferrell doing not coming on?
Yeah, what's he doing that's so freaking great?
Right. What's his deal?
Yeah. You know what? Suck it, Will Ferrell.
Yeah. He doesn't do podcasts, though, except for his podcast network, right?
I don't know.
He has a podcast network?
Big money players.
Yeah, he's an entertainer. All entertainers have podcast networks
You
now.
have to. They throw you out of Hollywood otherwise. They make you count cars by Yale.
How have I never heard of this? What shows are on that?
Well, there's a show where Will Ferrell talks to his famous friends. Then there's a show where Will Ferrell's famous friends talk to their other famous friends.
Yeah.
He recaps SNL.
We
I'm
really get a
forgetting.
sense of what they're like as people.
Yeah.
You know what I like?
I love hearing
What I
about
like
that.
when they start talking and the guest isn't aware that they're doing the show yet. And then they're like, wait, are we doing it? And then they are.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know who's on Big Money Players anymore. Nikki Glazer's podcast was on it.
That's not where the Amy Poehler one is, it?
I don't think so.
I
No.
forget where that is.
Kate Berlant's show was on it.
God, I didn't even know she had a show.
It was with iHeart. Who else was on it? I
These are-
think Workaholics was on it.
These are wonderful talents.
They are. I wish them nothing but the best.
They are, but they should all just quit their podcasts.
They will. That's the thing. Eventually, they
Amy's
will.
is very big right
It will, Amy. No, I don't want Amy to quit. She's great. So what are you doing to honor the 25th?
I just did 2 cool things in LA. I did 25 interviews in a row.
Wow.
How
long?
We streamed it. It took about 3.5 hours, something like that. So like, it's just like people who have been very long time supporters of the show. You know, Tony Hale and Patton Oswalt was a guest on the show probably 23 years ago. Al Madrigal, folks like that, who I've just known forever and ever. And then we did a live show here in the Los Angeles area with Jason Mantzoukas and Rebecca Sugar, the creator of Steven Universe, and Roy Wood Jr. And then I'm doing shows in Santa Cruz, where we started, and New York, which was the first place I ever did a live show. So Santa Cruz, I booked Santa Cruz's own Adam Scott,
Ooh.
who I believe at this time does not have a podcast. At this time.
He just started one a minute ago.
Oh boy, he had one with Ackerman before, but I
No,
don't.
he does the Severance podcast with
Ben Stiller.
Ben Stiller.
Oh,
But it's not currently like recording right now. So.
Well, they'll drop episodes every so often.
Okay.
Adam Scott, Glenn Washington from Snap Judgment, my public radio colleague, and we got the Mermen, who are probably the greatest rock band in Santa Cruz history. And we also got Boots Riley from The Coup and the filmmaker behind Sorry to Bother You,
Cool.
But I'm a Virgo. And then in New York, we're doing a show at the Pit, the People's Improv Theater, which is the first place I ever did a live show.
Really?
Yeah. And we're going to have John Benjamin, Tony Shalhoub, all kinds of amazing,
Shalhoub. Have you had
wonderful
him before?
people. Josh Gondelman. Yeah, Tony Shalhoub's so nice.
Have you had Adam Scott before?
I've had Adam Scott a few times. That's why
Okay.
I knew he's actually from Santa Cruz, which is
Yeah.
why I invited him. I did not expect him to say yes.
Right.
I didn't expect any of those people to say yes for Santa Cruz. I was like, how am I going to get, there's no celebrities in Santa Cruz.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like maybe there's a professional skateboarder there.
Yeah.
But yeah, everybody said yes. New York, I'm even going to have Bobby and Kristen Anderson Lopez, who made the music for Frozen
yeah.
and Book of Mormon, and lots of, Bobby is an EGOT, like an
Wow.
actual EGOT, and yeah, it's gonna be a really great time. And then like on the radio, we're doing, you know, some of our favorite interviews of all time. Jordan came and did an episode with me and Gene, our old college co-host, where we actually just found audio. When we were in college, I was at the record store and I found this like Act Along With record for this like 1960-ish teen hunk star. And like the idea of this record was the record had a script inside it and it was for like a Western. And the guy who was the teen hunk would act one part of the script and then there would be silence for you to do your acting
How fun.
with him. And so I had this idea, we're going to make guests do this. And Mike Nelson from Riff Tracks, then Mystery Science Theater 3000, came on the show. and he was on the phone, and we made him act along with this record, but he had not gotten our facts of his side of the script. So, and then he didn't tell us that he had not gotten the facts until we were live on the air and had started doing the thing. We just found the audio of him, and it's like this teen hunk talking about, what's going on down at the bunkhouse or whatever. And then Mike Nelson just saying, "I'm sorry, I have to go get some mustard." I was so honored that Mike Nelson was so nice to our doofus 19-year-old selves. Yeah.
That is hilarious. So if someone, let's say one of these new listeners or one of the regular listeners is like, I want to go to that show, where do they go?
November 1st in Santa Cruz, November 15th in New York City. The tickets are at MaximumFun.org/events. But if you search Bullseye 25th Anniversary Santa Cruz, you will find it. And then if you subscribe to Bullseye in the feed, you can listen to all the audio, and the YouTube has that 25 in a row thing, as well as interviews with Andre 3000 and Mark Hamill and lots of other amazing people.
Well, wonderful. I think I said just mere everyone, but actually let's say hello and welcome to the new patrons.
Alison wants to say thank you to a couple of special people out there who signed up to be new patrons. Patreon.com/Alison Rosen.
Hello and welcome to Jessica Juniper. I have got to say, Jessica Juniper is a name like Dr. Dorothy Dada. I love it. I love an alliterative name.
Welcome aboard, JJ.
Jessica Juniper, Jennifer Rarig, Aaron P., and Melanie Gleason. Welcome. Thank you. Patreon.com/Alison Rosen. If you sign up for an annual subscription, you get 2 months free.
That's a good deal.
All right, now let's do Just Mirror Everyone.
Sometimes I ponder on something I have thought or done. Is it just me or everyone?
All right, Jesse, I hear you have one.
Yeah. The funniest, is it just me or for everyone, is the funniest thing in the world, not professional entertainment, but rather dog's weenus. I got a boy dog. I had girl dogs for a long time, and they don't have externally visible genitalia.
Right.
Like, they're naked, too.
Yeah.
They're also not wearing clothes, which is pretty ridiculous. I mean, have some shame. But my dog, Junior, is a boy dog. He's like a golden retriever mix. A scruffy golden retriever mix. Like, he looks like a golden retriever that lives in a cardboard box. And he just has his penis just juts out. From his torso, just like there goes, like he's like, and when he looks so happy all the time that whenever I see him, I think that he's happy because he's showing me his penis.
Oh, this is such a good Just Mirror Everyone.
He's just like, hey guys, look, I got a penis down here.
Our dog, we have a boy dog. He doesn't seem too conscious of it.
Wait, are you talking about like when you see the the red part? Or are you talking about just the?
I'm not being gross here.
Okay.
Well, I'm going to be clear.
No,
I'm not being.
Yeah.
I'm not being
I just
vulgar.
wanted to be because when I see the red part of a dog's penis, I don't think that's funny.
No, that's not funny.
I
That's
find
odd.
that's like. Well,
always
actually,
jarring.
honestly, here's a Just Mirror Everyone with that one. I'm always like, what if it doesn't go back in?
Oh yeah.
I'm worried it'll get stuck
Well, that
outside. That happened
happened
with Oliver one time.
Yeah.
Really?
We had to do we use Vaseline
We
or
had to
something?
use Vaseline
And a Q-tip. It was very stressful for me because I was like, how
Got
long
stuck.
before it dries out like your frog? Yeah.
Every time he's walking, because he looks so cheerful all the time, and it's so conspicuous.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not bragging about my dog's junk being conspicuous.
Seems like you are a little bit.
No, because he doesn't have hair on his tum-tum that's longer,
Yeah.
and the penis is just jutting out at a 45-degree angle, like the keel of a boat, like the
Right.
reverse of a keel of a boat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Elliot wanted to give Wendy belly scratches, but he was worried because he didn't know where her vagina was, and he wanted to make sure he didn't. And I'm like,
Yeah.
it's at the
Let's consider it.
yeah. He
Don't
wanted
want
consent.
an accidental insertion.
Yeah, I was like, it's at the very bottom. It's like you're not gonna. But he was very nervous about petting her tummy because he just didn't know.
I'm glad you brought that up, because every time my dog rolls on his back, I feel like he's like, get a load of this. Here's my penis.
Yes, it is right there.
Probably is. Dude.
They are very much right there.
I do have a good friend that is obsessed with my dog's penis.
Yeah.
He got like constantly tells everyone. Like, it'll literally be someone I just meet through him or something. He's like, you should see the size of this guy's dog's hog.
Well, because
Constantly.
there's
Wow.
no like I don't like go swimming at the Y or something. So there's just not a lot of penises in my life other than my own penis. I use my own penis only for regular penis things, and it's very it's part of my body. I'm not looking at it in the same way. Whereas he's just parading around. You know what I mean?
And now the freedom.
Wait. What's up with your dog's penis, Tony? Does it seem big to you?
You haven't heard about this penis? This thing is. This thing is
it's
I read an
sounds-
LA Times article about this thing.
I probably know who wrote it. I never thought
Wait,
about it
why do
until
you-
it was pointed out.
I'm sorry.
to me.
Why do you know who wrote this fictitious article?
Because I was pretending like my friend.
Oh,
wrote it.
okay. Got it.
No, I don't. I suppose it is large, but I never thought about it. But then once
Look
you
how
pointed it
humble
out,
he is about his dog's wang.
I feel like there's a lot of guys who want a dog not with a big wang, but with
Big
big
balls.
balls.
My dog doesn't have any balls. That's part of why his penis is so funny.
Yeah.
yeah.
Like
right,
it-
right. The
Dogs
proportions
shouldn't
are all
have
wrong.
balls unless you need them to have balls.
Ooh, he had him when I first got him, and that
Yeah.
Got rid of them.
pissed everywhere constantly.
Yeah.
yeah, not fun.
So, well, now I've got to see your dog's penis.
I would guarantee if I texted this friend, he has a picture of it.
Now, what is the
Yeah,
reaction?
for parties and stuff.
What is the reaction?
For parties.
Yeah, what's he doing with this photo? What is the reaction when he tells people about your dog's penis?
I think they always don't know what to say to that.
Yeah.
I mean, he is somewhat doing it to be funny.
Do I know this friend? Is it Diaz?
No. My friend Dave Lyons. I don't know if you know.
I don't know him.
Yeah.
Is this a classic Dave Lyons kind of thing?
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
Okay.
Freaking Dave, am I right?
Classic Dave. I have a just mirror, everyone. I realized my phone is never in my dreams.
Yeah, they say
Wow.
you know you're not dreaming when you can see your phone.
No, I think they say that you're not dreaming if you can read text in a dream.
I've tested that. I can read in a dream.
I think I have too, but I just realized it's sort of like when I realized my therapist is very okay. She's made some cameos in my dreams, but it's just weird how little she's actually in my dreams, and it's even weirder how little my phone is in my dreams. Something that's in my hand all the time and a huge part of my life, and
You'd
it's
think
just
your
never.
dreams would only be your phone.
I
considering
know.
That's all you look at.
That's what I'm saying. It's weird.
It's weird.
Does anyone else have dreams with phones?
I don't think so. Not that I can remember.
What's up with that?
I feel like I must have had dreams about Reddit at some point.
Yeah.
And I mostly look at that on my phone.
I don't know.
It's interesting.
It is interesting.
Like, why am I not losing my phone in my dream, or my phone? All the phone related anxieties.
But all of the content of my dreams is not very object driven in general. To the extent that I remember
Yeah, I
my
guess
dreams,
you're
it's
right.
about the emotional content of my dreams
I have emotions
and
about
like
my phone.
relational content about my dreams.
Yeah.
Like I dreamed last night that I was going to die of cancer in 4 days.
Oh my god.
I got a diagnosis of cancer with a 4-day
4 days.
It's very specific.
Specifically 4 days. And I was like feeling fine too. It was like, okay, well, I guess it's going to take a turn for the worse. And like, I guess I would have gotten that in a telephone call, but I mostly remember the diagnosis, not the way it was delivered.
What else happened in the dream?
I
Were you
got
devastated?
close. Like I said, I was feeling fine. And then I was like trying to get my affairs in order, sort of, while dealing with realizing that I was going to die in my 40s. And like, who was going to take care of my children and stuff.
Yeah.
My wife volunteered.
In the dream, she did, or you just know that she would.
She probably would.
Yeah.
She's like, she's a stand-up guy.
She'll take care of her own kids.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good. That is such a dream thing. I feel like I've had dreams like that.
Yeah.
I dreamt about Elliot being 3 again, and then I woke up just missing the little guy that's gone. You just get that feeling a lot of like, oh, now he's just this he's basically a teenager now.
An 8-year-old teenager.
Like when I drop him off at school, I'd always like give him a kiss and go, okay, I love you, have a great day. And it's just like he's just like, he pulls like he doesn't want to get a kiss on the head. Like he's just like already over it.
So my cute child story. Elliot is learning how to shower. They're bath guys. He's learning how to shower. So I was like, you should wash, teach him how to wash himself and da-da-da. And, he was in our shower and you have the body wash in there. Mm-hmm. So I'm like, you could use the body wash if you want. And he put like a dot on his finger the size of a pencil eraser. And he held it up. He's like, is this good? But it's interesting because I was thinking, we all know how much shampoo to use or how much soap to use or how much. But it's like at some point we had to learn that. It's not innate to him.
I think about probably once every 3 weeks, I'll have this memory of my stepmother, mentioned earlier. I would spend every other weekend, I think, at my dad's. And I remember one day her getting really mad at me because I used too much shampoo. She was like, you need to only use it's like a nickel size. And I look back at that, I'm like, first of all, I literally had this thought last night. Why? How did you know how much fucking shampoo I was using?
Is she weighing it after every shower?
Yeah, like what? I would take maybe one shower there a month. Like what? It's not like it's depleting. So I wasn't sitting there just like squeezing it in my hand. And then second of all, like who gives a shit? So what?
Was it a salon brand? What kind was it? Was it?
I mean,
Crow?
I'm sure I was using some fancy
Garnier
shampoo. This was like $84. It would probably cost her $8.
Right.
This is the Vidal Sassoon.
I was gonna
stuff.
say, yeah.
I mean,
Look, if you don't look good, she doesn't look good.
it's like let the kid use too much shampoo. Who gives a shit?
Right.
Who gives a shit?
She was a bit of a bitch.
She was. But did you ever
I
have
don't know.
that
I
thought?
liked her.
But you ever have that?
You had a different relationship with her.
Well, yeah, that's true. Do you ever have that thought though about things that from your childhood where you're like, how did they even know?
Mm-hmm.
That every now and then.
Yeah. I think we have a Just Me or Everyone called in on our line 323-553-2331.
Hey, Alison, Daniel, and crew. This is Jennifer from Southern Illinois, near St. Louis, not near Chicago. So I have a JMOE, Just Me or Everyone. Whenever I think of Christopher Walken or see him in a movie, I think, what does he know? Natalie Wood. Just Me or Everyone.
Was he on the
Again,
boat?
Yes.
Jennifer from Southern Illinois. Love you guys. Bye.
Yeah, I don't.
So this is not me, but it is other people. And I don't know if it was my mom. I don't know who it was who this is how I found out that he had been on the boat. Because they were like, said they always have some sort of like essentially they always wonder this. Like they have like a negative feeling about Christopher Walken because of that.
Like he's covering it up.
Well, I don't know. Just because he had been there. I actually don't. I enjoyed him in Severance and I don't think about it. Maybe I should be.
I interviewed Christopher Walken
You did?
on Bullseye
And
for the first season of Severance. He is fascinating because I think he's just like that. Like the way that Christopher Walken is, like I think that he is just like that in the world every day. Like when he's playing with his nieces and nephews, he's like that. When he's at the grocery store, he's like that. He is like not much interested in acting, which you can tell from his acting. Like in the same way that like Jeff Goldblum is just Jeff Goldbluming all over everywhere, no matter what he's up to
really
in a
is.
movie. Christopher Walken is just vibrantly present and being
himself.
A vibrating Christopher Walken in the universe at all times. He also he started his career as a child radio actor.
And then he was a dancer, right?
He was a dancer. I mean, he's like a true classic show, like an end of the vaudeville era show business guy. Paul Scheer, one of the 25 guests on the 25 for 25 Bullseye live stream, Paul Scheer like broke into a movie set in New York when he was a kid and met Christopher Walken, and Christopher Walken just
did
like
not know this.
hung out with him for an hour.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Christopher Walken is amazing. I have nothing bad to say about Christopher Walken. I don't think that he killed Natalie Wood, no matter what this woman thinks.
Do you think he knows, though? Do you think he knows what happened to her?
He has to have known.
We found out
Well,
from
how big
Jesse
was
that
the boat?
boats can be really big.
I blame
It might have
Jimmy
been a
Hoffa.
Joco cruise.
The one thing about cruises is if you get murdered on a cruise,
Yes.
They covered up.
the flag country of the ship is who's supposed to investigate. So, like, if they're flying under a Bermudan flag or whatever, it's the Bermudan police who are supposed to investigate, and they do not. And the cruise line does not want there to have been murders on their ship, so they don't really do anything either. So they just say that you fell over.
This is what I've long suspected, though.
Yeah,
is
there's
that-
a Netflix thing. Amy Bradley is missing. Has anybody watched that? I think that's what it's called. It's like a 3-part docuseries, and it's about just that.
Different
basically.
than the poop cruise.
Yes,
Which is also on Netflix.
it's fascinating and horrifying, though. It's really good.
It's just about how many people get murdered on cruise ships?
No, it's about a specific woman
Oh.
that disappeared.
Okay.
I highly recommend it. There's my product pick.
Wasn't this like a subplot of Succession? Wasn't it on their cruises line?
Yeah, there were like lots of covered up crimes on the boats.
Do we have another call? Yes.
You only sent me one.
We had one from last week.
Oh, that should be this.
Hi, Allison. This is a oh, shit. Yeah, I just got the. So, anyways, is this just me or everyone? When you watch movies, you're very well aware of, the color filter that they're using on the camera. I'm watching The Ring right now, which I haven't watched in, good Lord, like 23 years since it was released in America. The American version, whatever. It's very, very green. And I'm watching this and I'm aware of it because in my situation, it's because I remember an episode of The Famous Jet Jackson, which was that was a show that's that's got to be
20 how many years?
plus years old.
25 plus.
Maybe it was in the 90s. I don't know. But they had an episode where, they were filming a show, and they had a filter that was like blue, and then it went back to normal, and it was like, oh, shit. Movies and TV shows, they do that all the time.
I mean, this is everywhere.
So
The
since
Jet
I
Jackson
saw that as a child, I've noticed in every movie since then, and every TV show, every time that there's some kind of filter on it, I'm well aware of it. It doesn't ruin it necessarily, but it's like, damn. This is not what the real world looks like. And if it did, I'd be fucking scared all the time too. Anyways, fucking love your show. Thank you very much. Bye.
He did not do the name. Thank you for your call. He didn't do the name sandwich, which is where they say their name at the beginning and the end.
As far as I'm concerned, he has no name.
Yeah. Listen, I have something to say about this. I have, you know what I'm going to say. I have famously announced that I cannot watch Ozark because it is so blue. It is blue-green, and I hate it, even though those are colors I like.
I've got some bad news for this man with no name. They aren't actually filters.
What is
They're
it?
not putting filters on the cameras.
Yeah, this was in 1978.
Right.
Well, that's when he last
It's
saw
color
Jet
grading.
Jackson.
They do it in post.
Well, regardless, why do they do it so much? I'm
So
with
it's
him that it's noticeable.
Yeah. I think it's just,
Style.
Yeah, they like with Ozark, I'm sure they had a conversation and the cinematographer thought that it was important to establish a look that was a blue-green look. You can see trends too in cinematography over, in certain eras. You see, they liked this look a lot, or they like that look. They like it being bluer or whatever. I'm aware of it too.
There was a period where all action movies were gray and orange.
You know what's interesting? So if you look at Christopher Nolan's films, right? Orange and like that bluish cyanish color. And like there's like no reds in his. It turns out he's colorblind.
Oh, wow.
So those are the colors he sees, and so that's what so his films are that way largely because that's how he sees. But it's definitely a look, you know.
Have you ever seen a Jerry Bruckheimer movie?
I have seen a few.
So there's a lot of different Jerry Bruckheimer movies, and actually, it turns out that a lot of the reason that they're like the way that they are is because he's dumb.
Yes.
He's a dumb guy, so he makes dumb movies. Sometimes they're better than others,
Right.
but they're always dumb.
I've heard that about him.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like The Rock is fun, but it's
Like
dumb.
to him, they're really smart movies.
Yeah.
But that's because he's dumb.
Because he's dumb. So when he sees it, he sees a smart movie. Yeah.
Let's do. Hey, go fuck yourself. You know, we decided, I believe, that we play it at the beginning.
Oh, is
right?
that what we've decided?
I don't know. Was that with Jeff? I'm sorry if it was.
I don't know.
Hey, go fuck yourself.
That sounded so. The way I said it sounded so bitchy, and I didn't mean for it to. I pulled a
never
real
do.
Daniel's stepmom. Okay, Jesse.
Again, I like Daniel's stepmom.
I know you had your own relationship with her.
This is why it's taken this long to get you on the show. I've
We
been
had
having problems.
so much fun at Mahjong. Well, I don't mean to swerve dramatically in tone from my previous nomination for Is It Just Me or Everyone that was about how funny my dog's penis is. You know who can go fuck yourselves? The people who closed the gender clinic at Children's Hospital here in Los Angeles.
They did?
Yeah. So I have, Alison knows this. So my wife's been a guest on the program. I've been an interview guest on the show before. But two of my my older two children are both transgender. And they both were patients at the gender clinic at Children's Hospital here in Los Angeles, which has been open for like 30 years.
The Children's Hospital.
At the Children's Hospital. Yeah. Huge Children's Hospital. And when the current president was elected, he put out an executive order that said that any hospital that was providing gender affirming care to anyone 19 or under would have all its federal funding revoked, including Medicare and Medicaid, which no hospital can operate without Medicare and Medicaid.
So it's just like in order to stay open.
Yeah, that's like half of the patients in America have Medicare or Medicaid. So it's completely would have destroyed the funding. Now, this was illegal. That's not something that the president can do, but the president's done many things that are illegal so far. And so all these hospitals had to decide, are we either going to go to court and fight and hope that we don't get our funding pulled in the meantime until we win and then have to go out of business in the meantime because we lost all our patients, or do we just capitulate? And Children's Hospital of Los Angeles capitulated. They closed their gender clinic. There was like 3,000 patients or something like that. And they said, well, we just had to choose between trans kids and kids with cancer. And we decided trans kids can go suck a lemon. And it's obviously it's one of many such points that's going on in America right now. But it's because there's so many, a lot of folks don't realize that it's going on. And a lot of hospitals have been forced to close their gender clinics. And those that haven't have mostly just been like hoping that the federal government wouldn't notice that they provide gender affirming care for
like just stay under the radar.
Trans kids. Yeah. And like this is care that is recommended by the American Academy of Pediatrics and every major medical association in the United States says this is the care that trans kids should get. But the federal government right now just doesn't care. And get this, in addition to all of that, the federal government through the Federal Trade Commission has made the assertion that providing gender affirming care is fundamentally a medical fraud, that it is fraud, because they are claiming that gender affirming care, which works according to medical science, doesn't work. And so if you provide it, you are committing medical fraud. They're using that as an excuse to subpoena patient records from hospitals. So we know that Children's Hospital's patient records have been subpoenaed, including like my address, my kids' names, my kids' birth dates and social security numbers have all been subpoenaed by the FTC under the guise of they're investigating the crime of medical fraud. So
What are they going to do?
well, they're threatening, among other things, to target providers and parents under laws around female genital mutilation. Like there's a statute from, the late 90s, early 2000s about female genital mutilation, like like you hear about happening in certain African countries and so on.
Circumcision, yeah.
And they are intending to use that law. There's a variety of sort of, they're just like whatever we can find to target people.
So wild that they've just become so focused on this. Like, what the fuck, man? Like you didn't hear anything about it at all until like a certain point in the Trump first term or whatever, and then it's like all they think about. Like what?
I remember, and I think it was you that posted something about Children's Hospital and thinking like, why are you obeying in advance? Like, why was like it's so fast? Because I had this hope that Newsom would provide some protection or do something.
Well, luckily, Rob Bonta, who's the Attorney General of California, Newsom has decided that he is comfortable throwing trans people under the bus for the most part. But the Attorney General of California, Rob Bonta, has been taking legal action because actually in the state of California, denying transgender people medical care on the basis of the fact that what they need is gender-affirming care is illegal. It's discriminatory. And so Rob Bonta is trying to get these policies overturned. But the reality is that, like, there's not a lot of political points for people to say, like, yeah, we're really going after children's hospitals.
Right.
And so it is like a really tough position. And it's a tough position for the hospital because, like I said, their justification essentially was if we lose federal funding for a month, we would close. Mm-hmm. And so given that the legal action would take a year, mm-hmm. And that they're doing all these things in advance, even when they're conspicuously unconstitutional or at least illegal, it doesn't matter because they know that they can just stick it to them for a month and they'll have to close. So they're going to have to fold.
So did the doctors all lose their jobs?
The doctors all lost their jobs. When we were out there protesting, which I was out there every week for a couple months, there were doctors and nurses and social workers, and they would be coming in and out of the hospital just because their shifts were beginning or ending. And they would come by the protest and they would say, like, are you a parent? Because I was the, least silly looking person there. I look like the dad of and I'd say, yeah. And they'd say, like, this makes us so angry. This is so awful. Like, I can't believe that they're doing this. I can't believe they're complying, et cetera, et cetera. It was a really, it's really tough. Like the woman who ran the clinic, the big leader in research in gender affirming care. And one of the things is like, one of the kind of lines that people give you is like, there's not enough research around this. Like,
they use that for so many things.
And you're like, yeah, you're shutting down the research right now. The research has been happening. It all points in one direction. You don't like the direction that it's pointing.
Right.
So, but the woman who runs the clinic literally had a sort of like a parent Zoom with everybody. She's going to be partnering with a clinic that provides gender affirming care to adults in the Bay Area to start a new clinic. It just takes a long time. And she said, my attorney and I are anticipating my arrest.
Oh my God.
And she's not like a crusader. She's a doctor researcher.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, she's a leading doctor researcher for many decades, but she's just like, yeah, we figured they're going to find a reason to arrest me.
Jesus. So are you still able to access care?
So we were able to we have another doctor at another clinic that I won't say the name of because what if they get targeted now?
Right.
But it's another major hospital in Southern California. But, the thing of it is that, like, not only is the system not able to absorb all the people who got all the people, because it was the main clinic in Southern California, but also just like, I used to go to support groups for parents of trans kids that they had at Children's Hospital. And they were not actually run by Children's Hospital, but they were held at Children's Hospital. It was like a doctor, a therapist. There was always a trans adult there. And then there was parents got split up by age group. And then the kids went and had childcare, and they go play in the, Children's Hospital has a playground and stuff like that. And the thing that I remember the most is like, there are all these parents and, especially dads, who weren't bigots or hateful. And they were there, like they were but they were uncomfortable, because when you have a trans kid and you're cis, you're just like, well, this kid is really, that is not my experience.
Right.
I've never even thought about this stuff.
Right.
You know what I mean? And those dads, I think, I'm speaking very broadly here, but my experience was that the dads were much more invested in the idea that they could shape their children, make them the thing that they wanted them to be. And that is not how it works with this.
Yeah.
Just like you can't make your kid not gay, or, you can't make your kid not artistic. You know what I mean? Like they just are the
Right.
person that they have their own personhood inside them. It's not just an extension of you.
I think across the board, parents think that they have more power to shape their kid in all, like you see it so much where it's like the kid is just who they are.
Yeah.
Like, there's very little that you.
And those dads who were not hateful but were uncomfortable and were saying like, I don't know if I should trust my kid, or whatever they're saying, Like I had so much sympathy for those dads. And I know that those dads are the kind of parent who would go to Children's Hospital because it's Children's Hospital, right? Like there are like so many of these providers are so brave. Like they didn't go into this field of medicine for the money. You know what I mean? They went in because they like met a trans kid at some point and realized there's a woman who came from General Hospital here in Los Angeles, which treats a lot of indigent patients. And she was a pediatrician at General Hospital. So like she treated a lot of kids who lived on the street and stuff, and treated a lot of trans kids who at very highly disproportionate rates live on the street because they're often kicked out of their families. And she was like, the reason I do this kind of medicine is because there is no other place in medicine where I could save more lives more cheaply and efficiently than this, because I am offering a very simple, low intervention, low cost care that I see directly transforms the children's lives and leads them to safety and, from themselves and others. Right. So like to have it at a place where everybody wants to take their kid to Children's Hospital because it has the play structure and it's just the place where, you can trust it. And, this is the practice of the medical establishment. Like this is best practices, but like, if you're forced to go to a specialized gender clinic and you have to know people to figure out where it is and how to go there and blah, 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 blah. It's a whole bunch of different steps. There's all these kids at every one of those steps. There's all these kids falling off, and the rates of violence, including self-harm for kids who are not supported are horrifying, right? So every time 100 kids out of that 3,000 kids that were patients at Children's Hospital, every time 100 of those aren't getting care, that probably means a few of them are going to die, maybe even more than a few of them. And so that is like that's the bummerest part of this, is like by targeting Boston Children's Hospital and Los Angeles Children's Hospital and these places that people trust, these places that are accessible to everyone. Like my family, like I know enough trans adults and like advocacy organizations and blah, 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 blah. We're in enough Facebook groups and stuff that we're networked enough over a long enough period of time that like I can find the right doctor in Tijuana if I need to. But like, but for that dad
Yeah.
That's just like a dumb old soccer dad who loves his kids but is completely baffled by this new thing that he just found out about. That's who his kids are who I'm really scared for.
The Jerry Bruckheimer fans.
Yeah, anyway, those guys can go fuck themselves. Not the dads, the people who are threatening children.
Hey, go fuck yourself.
I think that really captures the spirit of it.
I think it does. Yes, it does. I'm going to do mine next week. But I think mine was similar in
Gravitas.
Yes. I think we should
Yours
do...
was go fuck yourself, trans kids.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Which,
Well, I
not
just,
to
you know
preview
what?
for next week.
Yeah. I just
Very
feel
similar.
like they're trying to change my children. They're
Yeah.
trying to get them into this is the cool new thing now. And,
Yeah.
and tomorrow you'll
It's
be a
social
cat.
It's a social contagion.
Yeah.
I mean, I will say this, devil's advocate. Before Trump,
I think the
would-
devil is good.
Yeah, I would spend my weekends trying to turn kids trans, and I can't do that anymore. So
That's a good point.
Did you do it by hanging out in front of the bathroom? Is that where you do this?
a lot of it happens at the bathroom, as everyone knows.
And at libraries.
No, I just tell them, hey, are you sure?
Do you know what the
Are you sure you're a boy?
You know what the dumb version of this is? It's that my middle child loves basketball more than anything else, and like obviously they're trying to do the same thing around trans kids playing sports. And I just want to grab them by the shoulders and be like, my child is not good at sports. She's bad at them. It's not fair.
It's true.
Yeah.
Not all kids are good at sports.
Or even interested in sports.
Yeah.
God, we're so sports obsessed in this culture. And just as a kid I was good at sports, but I didn't enjoy sports. I was interested in theater. The amount of stigma that you have to work through, like I'm so proud of Elliot so far. We'll see. That he doesn't seem bothered. Like he is who he is, and he doesn't care about the things I did. Maybe because my dad was obsessed with sports. I was like, I played sports. I played baseball. It was so fucking boring. Like it was so boring, so boring. And like the people that I was with, they were boring, and everything about it was boring. And I didn't want to do it, so I stopped. And then there's like a stigma, like you don't play sports, so and it's like, what was my point?
I don't know. Let's do Sorry, I'm rushing you because we have a time limit. Let's do Podcast Pals product picks.
Podcast Pals product picks.
All right, Jesse.
That was by far the lowest production values of any of these songs.
Robin Shore.
Tony,
Sorry about that.
can you lay in a drum track?
Yeah,
Tony
he's
can.
that.
He's been busy.
What did you want to tell us about?
I like probe thermometers. You guys know what I'm talking about?
Nope.
It's not a rectal thing.
It sounds like it.
This is for cooking.
Oh.
I like a remote thermometer. So like it's like a metal
I've seen
poker
these, yeah.
on the end of a long cable, and the poker goes into your food. That goes in the oven or whatever. Then the cable goes to a little reader, and the little reader's outside your oven, and then it can go beep 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 when it gets to the right temperature.
That is smart.
Is brilliant. I wonder, it would work with an air fryer too, right?
It works with anything. And what's great is like I love eating, and apologies to vegetarians in the audience, but I sure love meat. Like vegetarianism is really good for the world and a very defensible moral
It's
choice.
good for the world, not good for us.
I love eating meat. And I especially love beef, which is one of the worst ones, right? Like if I'm eating a special food that I'm cooking at home, I'm cooking a beautiful ribeye steak.
They're working on fartless cows, though.
Oh, really?
Yes, so
Why
that
don't they work on lab-grown meat
Well,
instead
that
of
too.
fartless cows?
It would be nice if they had like a fart capturing bag on the cow.
Oh, and they
you
turned it
could use
into
that for
energy.
energy. Yeah.
That would be smart.
Anyway, I like to, if I'm cooking a steak, I want to get it right. And I like to use a method called the reverse sear that was pioneered by my friend and regular Judge John Hodgman guest Kenji Lopez Alt when he was at America's Test Kitchen, which is basically you take the steak to temperature in a low temperature oven, and then you sear the outside. So like historically, there's been this thing like you sear your steak and then finish it in the oven sometimes. But if you are doing the reverse sear, you put that probe thermometer in there. It costs like $40. The one I got is called a ThermoWorks Pop. And Dot. It's called the Dot, I think. The Dot or the Pop. One is a right. What temperature is it without a string, and one is, you know what I'm talking about?
Right.
Okay.
Yeah,
So
like
anyway,
the Barbie car that sometimes is corded.
yeah, one you just poke in there and then it's got a little thing on it, and one you poke in there and it's got a cable that goes outside the oven. But you take, I set my toaster oven at 200 degrees or 250 degrees or 300 degrees, depending on what kind of hurry I'm in. I stick that probe in there, into that steak. I put it in there, and I just get it up to, I mean, these are, not to brag, prime ribeyes. So you ultimately kind of want to cook it to medium to render that fat. So I get it up to, 130 or whatever.
How long does that take usually?
It depends if it's 300 or 200. The slower the better generally, but it's also totally fine to do it the other way. Maybe it takes half an hour, something like that. And then I sear it on my stove, just in a cast iron pan. And that is a perfect steak every time because I've got that thermometer. And it's what's nice about that reverse sear method is when you do it on low heat, you get a really even cooking. Like the lower the heat is, the more even
It's like sous vide almost.
Exactly. But you get that gorgeous sear, and you can just do it in your, like I said, I do it in my toaster oven, and I never mess up.
That's great
because I got that thermometer.
I'll be getting one of those.
We're all going to be getting one of those.
It costs like $40. It's not like this is a $300 item. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Anyone else have a thing?
Mm-mm.
Okay, I'm still riding high on my last week's product pick of this lip stain. People are reaching out to me personally wanting to know, can I send them the link? And I say, sure, I can. Even though it's also on Amazon.com/shop/Alison Rosen. That is where you see all of the product picks. I cannot thank everyone enough for being on the show. Daniel, I'm making you leave right now. So anything you want to plug?
No.
Okay. Jordan.
Jesse.
Oh my God.
But people should listen to Jordan Jesse Go, starring my friend Jordan Morris.
That's why I said that.
Mm-hmm. I understand.
People must do that all the time.
I've done it before.
Yeah, everyone listen to Jordan Jesse Go, but also go to these Bullseye shows and just listen, and anything else.
No, that's two good podcasts to listen. Yeah. People can check out Judge John Hodgman as well with my friend John Hodgman. But yeah, Jordan Morris, who's a very regular guest on this show, does a show with me called Jordan Jesse Go. We're in year 15. We started working together 25 years ago. It is silly nonsense, just like this program. And then Bullseye is my celebrity interview show. So go find someone whose work you love in our archives or on the Bullseye with Jesse Thorn YouTube page. And I promise you there is an artist there whose work you love. It is like in-depth, thoughtful conversations about art and where it comes from. So, whether it's Patton Oswalt or it's Pedro Almodovar, you will find it there.
Wonderful, Tony.
If you're listening to this, day comes out on Thursday, the 23rd. I will be in Gainesville, Florida, playing The Fest with Motion City Soundtrack tonight. And then we have a U.S. tour coming up after that, so just motioncitysoundtrack.com for all that.
All right, you guys, thank you so much, listeners. Thank you for listening. I love you. You matter. Goodbye.
Hey, do you know about the Alison Rosen Show? We had a good time